All right, here we go. I have the perma smile on. You all have my big, goofy, cheesy, teethy smile. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Deborah Sweet. This is Trailblazing TV. And I am super excited to have with me today one of my amazing clients. She's become a dear friend, just a dynamic woman who I am thrilled to be able to support, love, know, serve, and probably in the near future get into trouble with. So everybody, please welcome Miss Karen Hoffman. Karen, thanks for being with us here today, love.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So Karen, I do not remember. Have you been here with us before?
Yes, I believe so.
I think so. I think you're no, I don't want to say repeat offender, but you're a returning superstar. And we're going to actually talk about the amazing things that you did last year. And so also I want to see, we've got some other friends with us here. Hi, Amanda. Thanks for being with us, love. For those of you that are joining in live with us, or as you're watching on the replay, please drop in a comment, say hello, so that we can love you, and let me know where you're watching from. It's always a joy. Okay, I see you there. All right, excellent, excellent. Well, so Karen, the first thing we're going to talk about, today, our purpose here today is, oh, hey, Katie, thanks, love. We're going to be leaning into some of the greatness that you did this last year. So let's share with everybody. First of all, introduce, I'm going to give you a formal moment to tell us who you are and what's your business. Let's start there.
Okay, my name is Karen Hoffman. I'm a certified functional health coach, and my business is living life healthy and free.
Absolutely. And I just want to clarify, you said a functional health coach.
Yeah.
Because it came out kind of fast, and some people might hear it as a feng shui health coach.
No.
That would be innovative and different. So you are a functional health coach. So
Yes.
Can you tell just for a second, what is a functional health coach? Because that's a very unique designation. Like what's distinct about that?
Great question. It's because I go in and dive deep into the why. Instead of treating a symptom, I go find out why. From going, why are you stuck? And I specialize in the dirty little secrets of sugar. And that's the processed sugar, the unwanted sugar that they do not want us to know about. And I just have the 4 cornerstones around my business, and it's all about mindset, community, nutrition, and movement. So I go in diving deep, instead of the so-called big wigs. They want to give you medication to treat a symptom. I love to find out why, so you don't have to go there, and so you can thrive in your life, in your truth.
Awesome. So I just want to reframe back what I heard you say to make sure I'm tracking with you. So as a functional health coach, you are helping people first. You bring awareness, because I know you have a program. We're going to talk about that. But you mentioned there's dirty little secrets that around the added chemical sugars, I was going to say the false sugars. That's not the right word. Artificial. That was the word I was looking for. Artificial sugars and things that are put in our food that have an impact in our well-being. Is that correct? That's like one part of what you said. Okay.
Yes,
so
correct.
As a functional health coach, when you're talking about, you get into the why, is it the why that your clients have for their desire to get healthy? Is that what that is?
No, the why, maybe why they're eating the foods that they don't want to eat.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes total sense. Okay, so you're getting into, so you lean really into the food that we put into our mouth that either is making us feel great or less than great, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay,
and that
awesome.
looks different for all of us. So I
Absolutely.
love the specialized, the individuality that I give to each person.
So tell me just for a second and share with our viewers here today, what was your background? Like, first of all, when did you, there's two questions. What was your background before you got into health coaching? Like, what were you doing professionally? Let's answer that question first.
I've been a accountant. I've owned my own business for 20 plus years.
So you've been the numbers girl. You're that girl that is all about systems, process, procedure, the fine little details, which we love, by the way.
We need those.
We need those. Absolutely. I smile because that is not my zone of genius. I really appreciate knowing people that have patience in that space. My brain works around numbers and money and in making money, but I really appreciate data. Like I love data. Oh, hey, Amanda. Yes, Amanda, you've mentioned that too. Awesome. So I appreciate that. Like people like you in my life are really good. Because y'all have patience. But Karen, you decided to make, yes, Amanda is doing retirement plan compliance. That is huge. So Karen, you made a big transition and you're in the transition process. So I'm just kind of bringing everybody into your world. So you are still doing some accounting, you have select clients, but then you decided some things happened in your life and you decided to launch a new business, correct?
Yes.
Can you give the backstory? Like what inspired you to totally change your career and launch a new business?
Great question. I would say because I struggled with my own health, with up and down, trying to, why did I just eat that? I know I didn't want that. I feel crappy. The self deprivation, the self the worthiness was just down. And I knew that there's something about the food that we put in our mouth that controls us, but also if we never change how we view it, it won't be lifetime. And the lifetime, the living happy and free from the control of food was something I searched for. And I found that freedom, and I wanted to pass it on to other people because I saw so much of the quick fix diets out there that just make me cringe because it's not what truth is. It's not what someone needs to live healthy for life. And I'm all about wanting it for long term instead of a quick fix deal. And I started off with I actually went into Mary Kay really quick. And what I loved about was the inspiration, the leadership, and that inspired me to take like, oh my goodness, I could do this in health, in helping people live their truth, in feeling awesome, having the energy to fulfill the purpose that they were given to live on this earth. So that is where I want people to have the energy, the focus, the clarity around their purpose, and to be able to go out and do it. And I just felt like there's something had to be different, and I wanted to be that different for people. So I went through a certification. I've done a behavioral change specialist. I've gone through the coaching so I can be a better coach. And I went into that functional health part of coaching as well, because I wanted to dive deeper of why our bodies do what they do. And it just keeps on transforming on what the possibilities are so I can reach more people.
That's so huge. That's so huge. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to come back and ask a couple questions, but I also want to acknowledge we've had a couple of other people that have joined us. So for those of you who've also joined in, please take a moment, say hello, tell us who you are, where are you watching from. We are so thankful that you're here to support Karen, but also learn because Karen's got some really cool things that we're gonna talk about. So to just kind of regroup what you just talked about is that you struggled with some of your own weight, some of your own health. And you know what I love about you, and for all of you watching, what I'm about ready to say is huge. When you have when you're really clear on your values, your core values, the values of you, and you have your core values defined and designated, I think defined in you shine the spotlight on it to where you own your core values inside of your company. What happens is that becomes an influencer in how you show up in your brand, and that has a ripple effect on those the people that you connect up with. So why I'm stating that is one of the things I love, Karen, about what you do, you and I have a component of our past that is so aligned. I have a, a lot of my backstory about my health issues and my whole business, Thrive Right Consulting. When I launched that in 2013, I really was bold. I took a bold step to start something new, building upon my past experiences and knowledge. But I like you kept seeing a gap that was showing up in the business world. And that gap was actually causing a problem and was preventing me from being able to serve my clients better. So rather than be stuck behind it, I choose to create the bridge. And one of the values that are aligned between you and I, and it's what you just talked about, is when I talk about thriving, I want my clients to thrive in body, mind, and business. I also had tremendous amount of weight issues, health issues, energy issues. I know very deeply from a different perspective how our physicals impacts our mindset. And our food is fuel. And so what I appreciate about what you're doing and your clarity of your values and honoring your values, you've spoke a couple of words here that are very important, and that is truth. I've worked with you enough to know that that is probably your root. That is your root word. You stand for truth and integrity. And that also means for what you speak, how you show up, what you do, how you serve, how you lead, how you love, and even how you eat. You want food to fuel your body, fuel your brain, fuel your mind. You want food that is true and clean. Am I tracking? Did I reiterate that?
Yes,
Well,
perfectly. Yeah, definitely. Truth, adventure, fun, integrity. I want to be unstoppable, and I want all the people that come into my fold, come into my Be Unstoppable community to feel the same way, however that looks like for them.
You got it. You got it. I want to acknowledge. Hi, Mavis. Hello, love. You're hailing in from beautiful part of Arizona. Katie Green, thanks for love for sharing some of your input on here. You guys are amazing. And so, Karen, let's talk about what you did. So when did you launch your new business?
I launched it about time flies, like 3 years ago, officially the business name and been certified.
Okay, so 3 years ago. And when did you and I meet?
It was the end of March of 2022.
Yes. I think you came to, you attended my Brand You One Day, my second annual Brand You One Day event, I believe,
Yes,
right?
I believe so, yes.
Yep, I think that's where we first met. So you came to my one day event. By the way, for those of you watching, Brand You, the third annual Brand You One Day event is taking place on March 23rd, 2023. Registration is open and it's a game-changing day. So what we do there is we go deep into some components of what should be in your brand to really help you make the impact and income. I'll tell you more about that, but my point of talking to having Karen show up this way and letting you know is that we have not actually known each other very long.
It feels like it's been a long time because we are so aligned.
And you know what? I agree. And for our viewers here, that is a great hallmark. When your values, you are so clear on your values, your personal values and the values in your business, that allows you to lead. You get to show up differently. There's a cliche out there: fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And I know we've all heard that, right? Fake it till you make it. And I can remember as a young one growing up in the professional world, people would say that, and there was always something that didn't sit right with me about it. Well, now that I know more about what I know, Amanda says she does that every day. All right, love, well, this is for you. Fake it till you make it is a huge sabotaging belief. It is one of the things that can hold you back, because what is lacking is the full connectivity. That's a gap. And I'm not saying that is nothing more than me sharing with love. I'm just shining a light on something. The counter to that, got it. Okay, cool. The counter to that is that when you allow yourself to show up differently, then you don't have to fake it. And so, Karen, this is what's really exciting, that feeling of connectivity and the depth of our relationship is because our values are so clearly defined and so aligned. And that is by intentional design. That starts with, I made an intention to determine who I wanted to work with, who I wanted to serve, who's a good fit, and how I want to show up. You've made decisions for yourself that started in March at the Brand You event. So what was that decision? What was the first decision that you did?
Oh, I was all in, and I signed up for your 6-week program because that's what I knew about. And I was excited. I felt like finally someone's going to get me and bring out who I am to allow me to shine.
Awesome. So for those of you watching, what Karen talked about is I have my program that I've been running now for close to 3.5 years. It's called Brand You. That's my anchor program. I built this. I never expected to build it. I will just tell you that. It wasn't anything that I thought I needed to do. It turns out that what I teach here, I've been doing for years inside of my strategic marketing firm called Sweet Marketing Solutions. It just didn't have a fancy package, a fancy name, and it wasn't as distinct and deep as it is now. Well, and this is the gap. There was this gap that shows up in the way that we've been traditionally taught how to do business, how to do all of our marketing, our branding, that keeps people disconnected. So my Brand You program, it's a 6-week program. And in 6 weeks, you can be a fast tracker and go through the program in 6 weeks. It is a substantive program, and I teach you things that I've been doing for close to 30 years for other people that I promise you, other people in networking. There's all these gurus in networking, in marketing, in business, that they tell you lots of tactics, but they miss this one part that is so important. And without this, it doesn't matter. You can invest into all these other tools, tactics, strategies, techniques, and it may not work, or chances are it doesn't work. And then you're stuck feeling frustrated. So Brand You bridges that gap. And so, Kieran, when you said yes to you, because that's what you really did, you said yes to you. You had a desire to do something more with your business. What you were able to do, and you fast tracked through the program. So for those of you, this program is designed where you can move through it in 6 weeks. And at the end of 6 weeks, you're going to have a really solid brand plan. It is actually a tangible asset for your business. I'm grooming you to help have what's called your business in a box. And what the benefit, when you have your business in the box, the benefit is that you actually are creating an exit strategy for yourself. Some of you, okay, my clients watching this, you've not even heard me talk about this. So lean in. When you go through Brand You, you're creating a tangible asset for your business so that someday down the road, when you decide that you want to sell the business, you want to transition out of it, you're creating your exit strategy, you actually have something that is more than what's called blue sky. Blue sky is a term that is used when your company is being valued. There's another term called valuation, and that has to do with, that's a technical term of how much is your company worth. Well, blue sky is your business name and its potential. Investors in a company, your potential buyer, they don't want to buy blue sky. People who sell a business, they're selling on blue sky. That's a gap in and of itself. So to paraphrase what I have set in motion here for my clients is I have created, everything I do is designed to help you create your business in a box. It's your how-tos, it's your go-tos, it's your reference guides. These are real tangible working tools that allow you to implement as you learn, so you get results faster. And so, Kieran, your business in the box part 1 is that you went through, you fast tracked through, you did it in 6 weeks. I have clients that take 6 months, to take a year, a couple years to get through the Brand You. It's on your time, but you can do it in the fast track. And so when you were going through this, you were such a fast tracker that not only did you, you went through the program, but you also started to show up differently. There was some inner work that we did that allowed you to really bring clarity and simplicity. And we filled a we bridged a huge gap on the front end of your time inside of the brand new 6-week program. And that was bringing fun, bringing your passion into your business.
Yes.
So everybody watching, I set you up on purpose. I did a tease yesterday with a visual that said, like, watch what happens when you, or discover what happens when you bring fun into your business. So Karen, share what can you recall, because you have grown so much. So can you recall how you were feeling and what you were thinking about before you took action to bring some of your passion fun into your business? Like what had been your business background around this? What was kind of showing up before you said yes to it?
Oh, it was how do I get clients? I just, marketing, yeah. Online, yeah.
That's the truth. That's about what it was. Okay.
Yeah. And how do I even let people really know what I'm going to do for them, and get past the barriers, and can I wasn't even thinking about bringing in my fun, my outdoorsy, fun, adventurous person into my business. I was compartmentalized of there's business and there's your personal life. You don't let them come together.
Okay, let's pause on that for a second, because what you just said is exceptionally significant.
Mm-hmm.
So prior to us meeting, your perspective of how you were supposed to show up and how you were supposed to build your health coaching business is that business is business and personal fun is personal fun, and they do not belong together. Is that what you just said?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me see, from those of you watching, how many of you relate to this? Right? That compartmentalization, this is one of the things where I typically get up on my soapbox about now. That is really old business. I'm going to call it brainwashing. I'm going to be that bold. I've never called it that way. I've been usually pretty subtle around this, but you've heard me say that I don't agree with how we were taught to do business and how we've been taught to do business, not just for generations or centuries, but it's been, let me just hold it to multiple centuries. Business is business. We show up one way. We put our mask on, right? We put our makeup on and we put our clothes on and we show up at work and we have to behave and act this way. And then, oh, we're going out to the soccer game, okay, or the baseball game, football game, whatever. Okay, I've got my football clothes. I've got my football friends. Woohoo! I can hoot and holler over here. Oh, I'm going to my mother-in-law's house. Oh, I ought to be prim and proper here. Oh, I have to be with my children this way. This compartmentalization is freaking exhausting. Can I get an amen on that? Anybody here? Yes, yes, yes. Do you agree with that? If you're in it, I understand. Been there, done that. So Kieran, when you and I met, that was your belief. And what was one of the first things we worked through?
Oh, bring fun in my business. Allowing myself to dream, allowing myself to really know what I want, what do I want to bring, and bringing my personal brand and my business brand where there is not a personal and business brand. It is just my brand.
It's just you.
It is just who I am. And that allowed so much freedom. And I'm all about freedom.
And you struggled letting go. We did some inner work on that. We did some extra private sessions, inner work, because that was quite a leap for you.
Yeah.
To allow yourself to bring fun in. Yes. And allow your passions to lead the way. So I have taught on this, and I'm really glad you're here sharing, because it's not just my voice. This is somebody who's actually done it. You've worked with me, you've done it. You allowed yourself to do it. And what happened? What was the first thing that we talked about? Do you remember? What was the first implementation?
It was to officially launch my 6-week program.
But
Like group
before, well,
coaching.
yes. Okay. So we did, we worked on your 6-week program, but there was another part of bringing fun into this because you talked about, because you were not feeling confident or even happy about the idea that you had to market. Like you said it here, marketing, right?
Yeah.
Those were your words, not my words. So what did I gave you a redirect that allowed you to merge fun, productive fun into productive business. Do you remember what it was? It was the first thing you
uh,
did.
Hiking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So talk about what I coached you on. What'd you do?
So I developed a hiking group on Facebook and Meetup. So I love hiking. I love being out on the trail. So I just invite people on the trail, and then I'm just talking about what I do, just like we all do. Whoever hikes on the trail, they talk about what they want, what they do in life, and we just get aligned.
And do you remember after you did that the first couple of times and people started showing up? Do you remember what you told me? If
Oh,
not, I do.
I think it's probably, wow, that's easy. It's not work.
Exactly. Your whole energy just shifted because you're in your passion.
Mhm.
You're merging passion with the business.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is that your face started, like, I watched it. It's all on your Facebook post. So I'm not making this up. Everybody that's watching this, you can go find her on Facebook. You'll see the transition
Mhm.
because it's her real time. So she went and she started doing hiking, which she was doing anyways. And now she was like, oh my gosh, I'm leading the trail. And then you started coming back and you're like, oh my gosh, it's working. People are showing up. And then I remember you told me that you got your first client because they went hiking. It came
Yes.
right from the group. And what did, like, how, let's talk dollars for a second. As far as the investment to set up a meetup group for the year, it's really minuscule, isn't it? It's
Oh,
pennies per day.
oh yeah, it's hardly anything. It's so small I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think a meetup group is like less than $80 for the year. It's
Yeah,
something that's, don't quote me on that, go check it on your own, but it's
yeah,
so, when you break it down to 365 days of the year, that's not even a penny a day.
right.
So you get to go out and do something that you're doing and you're attracting people
Mhm.
that are value aligned with you.
Yeah.
And most people are not aware of what is in their food, and their food has an impact in their vitality, their health, and their ability to hike. So for those of you watching, I'm teaching you part of what I teach behind closed doors. You're just hearing Karen's her some like a few things of her journey, because I want you to hear that what I teach is real. This isn't just me getting up here every week to teach you stuff because I want to hear myself talk. I can talk in my head all day long. I'm really proud of the work that my clients do. And when I say yes to you as a client, because I don't take on everybody as a client, I'm a big champion for you. And so this is another way to celebrate you and acknowledge you. So Karen, let's come back to this for a second. Okay, so you came up with this idea. You're going to do the health coaching. Um, you wanted something different to allow yourself to market and grow your business. And it had to be effective. It had to be affordable. You wanted it to be easy. You got the benefit of brand alignment. You got the huge benefit of allowing yourself to bring the personal,
Mhm.
fun, passion stuff and have it be present inside of your business. You've actually gotten clients from that.
Mhm.
And then we worked on your first 6-week program. Now you choose to do a program because
Mhm.
you're doing consulting services. Some of my clients have a physical product and we work with them. I work with those clients a little different. So Karen, tell us, what is your 6-week program called?
It is Be Unstoppable.
It's your Be Unstoppable. And what is who is the Be Unstoppable program for?
This one is for ladies that are just fun, adventurous, and they want to make a difference in their life.
And what do they struggle with?
They struggle with the up and down roller coaster ride, and most of them struggle with the sugar, the addiction quality of sugar. Like, so many people, they have a plan, they're going to do it, and then they find themselves exactly doing the opposite what they wanted. And I just come in and help them.
Okay, so just to kind of reframe that back. So this program is for the woman who's been stuck on, she might be on the diet roller coaster train.
Yeah.
She's been yo-yo dieting. She finds that she's really addicted to sweet, sugary things, and it's like the ooey gooey kind of stuff, right? It's not just about fruits. This is because fruits are beneficial.
Right.
Fruits and vegetables are beneficial. You're talking about the things that are in our coffee creamers, the things that are hidden in the donuts, the ice cream, the even some of the breads, right? There's
Yeah.
stuff where there's hidden sugars that a lot of people are not aware that the way that these sugars are made, they cause us to become addicted to them. And when we eat them, it has an impact on our health. So your 6-week program helps people break the sugar addiction. Is that what it does?
Yeah, and you mentioned a really key word that I bring into the program is awareness. Giving them awareness gives them empowerment. It's a great foundation to give to people to break that habit of eating unwanted foods. It's all about eating with intention and not reaction.
Gotcha. Okay, so when we met, you did not have this program. And we worked on this program, I'd say it was within the first 6 to 8 weeks. So
because I launched it in July or June.
Yes. So you went you fast tracked through that. We in fact, she was so committed to her growth over this last year with her company that as we worked together, she launched the program. And I remember the day we launched it, I had you set a date that you were going to implement it. And you're like, what? So so this was about accountability, my accountability to Karen to help support her on this journey to get this program, because she wanted a program. The importance of a program for her and her business was to gain back time freedom. Mm-hmm. Because prior to doing the program, you were just doing one-to-one. Your business model was on one-to-one consulting and coaching, right?
Mainly, I had the group, but it was very informal.
Gotcha. Okay. So we added structure, we added infrastructure, and we started to put in motion the framework that would allow you to scale, because there's growth, there's launch, growth, then you scale. I'm not going to go any further, but that's enough in the business flow. So we set up an infrastructure that's going to allow you to grow and scale, that allows you to increase your income and be very time efficient. Mm-hmm. And so with that, you successfully, what happened when you launched, you hit that benchmark, because we had accountability, you had community, we had the infrastructure to get you from your goal into, so it's called ideation. We have an idea. Mm-hmm. And then you have to create the parts and pieces. So we go from ideation to creation to implementation. So you had the idea of what you wanted. I helped you brand it, frame it, get the parts and pieces all aligned. Then we worked on the inner part. So from the idea to the concept into the parts and pieces, and then you launched it. And what happened when you launched it in less than 6 weeks?
Yeah.
What happened?
Just amazing freedom, amazing. People showed up, and my mind went open to the possibilities
of growth for you.
Yes, and growth for everyone. Like my confidence. I think my confidence soared through this process, because I saw it happening. I saw not just you talking about it. I saw actual action being taken place, and the ease, the overwhelm was like, how we all can get overwhelmed with everything being told to us. You got to do this. You got to do this. There was not that overwhelm with you.
Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm so intentional. How many of y'all, I know I have some clients here. How many times do I tell you, keep it simple and don't do that? Yeah. I know you want to do that. Don't do that right now. Yeah. Because that's part of that old mentality. We have to have 1,000 things in motion. No, I'm really taking my clients, my brand new clients. It's about simplicity and strength, and it's layered. I bring layers of strategy that cause your time to be shortened. So you went from thinking about an idea to implementing an idea, and you derived income from that idea in a very short amount of time. That's what we call
Yes.
leapfrog. Ladies, that's called leapfrog growth.
Mhm.
I have had clients where, man, over the years, when I've gone in and we work on their marketing plans, their goal setting, and I'll ask them how much, okay, where'd you land last year? Oh, Katie, you're so sweet, love. Yes, you helped me narrow yourself down, and that's a reason. 324, I love you. You just make me smile every time. I'm going to bring you back on. You'll be one of my upcoming guests as well. We're working on some refinements for you too. And actually, you're doing great. I'm so proud. What you did today was brilliant. Coming back into what I was getting at, though, I want you to hear this. There's an old school belief system that growth has to be slow. That's false. Holy moly, false, false, false. That is based upon other people's beliefs and lack of, they don't know how to do it. And it's, I'm here to help bust status quo thinking. I've had clients where I'd ask them, how much do you want to grow in a year? And they're like, oh, I'd be happy with 25%. Really? Why just 25%? I have this phrase where I talk about doubling up is easy. How freaking cool would it be if you go from $0 to $100,000 in a year, or even $0 to $30,000 in less time? What if we get to the point where, like, I have these clients where we'll take them where to get like from 250 to 500K. Now that sometimes takes a year because there's a lot of cleanup we have to do. To go from 1 million to 2 million in a year in revenue, if you've got the right infrastructure, that is ridiculously easy. So Karen, I want to have, so you launched, what I want to share here is you launched this new idea from ideation to implementation in about a 6-week time frame, and you got clients, you got income and impact with it, and your confidence soared. And then we leveled up, you leveled up again.
Yes.
You were telling me, I'm set the stage. So I asked her, okay, so you did this. She's like, well, now I have to repeat it. I'm like, really? Are you sure you want to do it that way? So I was loving her, but I already knew the story because I've been through this. When I launched Thrive Right, I did it the long way, not knowing what I know now. Part of what is awesome that I get to share is that I've been through this. Like, I've had Thrive Right open for since 2013. I've had some years under my belt. I know how to get you further faster. And so Karen's like, well, I want to run this again. And so she did. And then she came back and she goes, okay, I need to do it differently. So what did we level up to next?
So my next step was to create a 12-month program.
There you go.
And I love my 12-month program because we dive deep, 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 and we still are having fun. And then I don't know if you wanted me to talk about this, but then I went, oh, I don't know if I want to do the 6 weeks anymore, but we need the 6 weeks because that's the foundation. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, let's do the 6 weeks within the 12 months. Like, they just have to do it.
This is
and
merge.
Man, the freedom on that one, it was amazing because I'm like, wow, I can just make a bigger impact for these people because they're going to come into more community, and we're going to just mold them together immediately so they can fast track even faster.
Absolutely. So for those of you watching this, I want you to hear what Karen just said. There was a lot of wisdom in what she just shared. She had a great person yes. encouraging her, do it. So I'm telling, well, the reason I'm pointing this out is that if you are at a point for this next year where you really want to increase your income and you want to ease the nervous system, you want to simplify what you're doing so you can just show up and have joy. You want to bring more passion into your purpose, and you want to have brand distinction that makes you, hear this, when you have brand distinction and you know your brand positioning, you make yourself non-commoditizable. Okay, what does that mean? Non-commoditizable means people can't be price shopping you. They're not going to come up and ask you to do maximum for the lowest price. Okay, no longer do you have to be price shopped. And so those of you watching, you might be sitting with like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to simplify what I'm doing. If you are working with other people's products and services where you do not have control over the naming, the pricing, the influence, I'm sharing with you, you can still brand yourself, position your brand, and package certain things in a certain way that allow you to accelerate your growth. So Karen, take us to the end of 2022. Okay. We met in March. We met at the end of March. What you shared with me just recently, I was exhilarated. I was just jumping out of my seat because you're this accountant and you track all your details. Can you please share, what did your business do growth wise last year?
It increased by 2,300%.
Say that again.
Not 23%, 2,300%.
Yes, that is called quantum leapfrog growth.
Mhm.
And it comes down to strategy and infrastructure. You must have a game plan. You cannot wing this. If you're winging it, the people that wing it, you've heard me say that, many of you have seen me post it, winging it is not a strategy, and people know it when you're doing it. Winging it is one of the biggest things to burn you out and waste your time and waste your money and waste your effort and waste your energy. When you've got somebody who understands, somebody who can mentor you, back you up, hold you up, pick you up, love you up, kick you in the butt, walk side by side and celebrate you along the way, man, the results are exhilarating. So you shared something else with me because I remember you sent me an email about this, like, oh my God. And you made this comment and it's from you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what you put in the email? Had you not done this?
I did. I do remember because it's very substantial. If I hadn't joined with Deborah, I feel I would have been at a zero. Like I would have went opposite direction because that's how my business was going. It was going the opposite direction. I was at a stalemate. So yeah, I would have probably came in with a zero income.
Yeah. And that means that is so meaningful to me. I get the chills because that serving you and serving all my clients and being able to be here and champion you and share my knowledge, that is my reward I've said this before, what motivates me is watching others succeed. What exhilarates me is when we can do this together. We're growing individually, but together we're creating this amazing dynamic team of men and women that are changing how business is being done. And we get to do it by simply living, leading ourselves and being true to who we are. No more compartmentalization. So Karen, what's on deck? Give us what's a glimpse into, take us into the end of this next 12 months, because you've set goals for yourself for this year. Are you comfortable sharing a big vision? Like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to be? So when I interview you a year from now, what is something that you want to accomplish? We're just going to put it out there. Okay. Your partner's with you. Okay, we're good. So while you need to take care of something? Do you need to tend? Go ahead. She'll be back. She's got a beautiful dog that needs some attention. So, all right. So for those of you that are here with me, thank you so much for continuing to stay and support. I know I've got some viewers, and those of you that are watching this on the replay, I would love to have you share with me down below, what is one macro goal that you'd like to accomplish in 2023? One of the things that I have set in motion is that I have put together a unique opportunity for those of you who are ready to come alongside with us and be part of the Brand You community. I'll come back to that. But first, Karen, are you ready to share?
Yes, sorry about that. She has to go. She has to go. My goals is to have speaking engagements, at least 4 speaking engagements outside of what I already have planned, to grow my 12-month community, because that has such a huge impact. And I believe my goal, I don't have it in front of me, but like at least 10 more individuals that come into that community. And then to go into 2 businesses to help their employees. And I'm looking at changing the healthcare world, so businesses can have another benefit to offer their employees instead of just the health insurance. So those employees don't have to use their insurance. They can, and that brings down the cost for the employers.
That is huge. And I know that what you just said about the healthcare, that is still, you just voiced it. I know that there's still some stuff we'll work on around that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna do it. It's just about like setting that goal out there. That is huge. So to kind of wrap up a couple of things. So for those of you that would like to have some support in pricing, packaging, positioning, some of the branding, you want to get to the point where you're not commoditizable. You're not going to be price shopped. Your value can show up, and you can actually have ease and confidence and comfort in how you market, where you market, knowing what to say, when to say it, where to say it, why to say it. You've got a brand plan at your fingertips, so we're not winging it. It's an asset for your business. I invite you to drop a me down below. All I'm going to do, what I will do then at that point is I'm going to reach out. Let's set a time for a quick conversation. Let me talk to you about, I'm going to share with you, because I set something, made it available specifically for my women leaders who rock. And for those of you who are not part of that community yet, there's this is an invitation to connect up with me to find out a little bit more, because what I have opened up is I innovated again for 2023, my brand new 6-week VIP program. There is an opportunity for you to work with us, and I've got a unique offer that I have never done before that I want to make available to those of you who this could be a right fit, where instead of just getting the you'll get access to the full 6 weeks, so you can, we can fast track the way that Karen did, but then I've got some extra bonuses and perks of support along the way that are only going to be available for a short period of time. So if you want to know, talk to me privately, and if you want to be my next Karen and you're not part of the brand new program already, drop a me down below and I will follow up with you. And we're just going to have a quick phone call. We're going to have a phone call. I'm going to ask a couple questions, and we'll see if this is if the timing is right for you. So Karen, as we conclude, what is one? Okay, what I'd like to have you share, because we are here as a community, and although I do keep the boundaries, I've got a tight boundary on how we show up inside of our private Women Leaders Who Rock community, meaning I don't allow, only on select days, the promotional opportunities. I do want us all to connect and support one another. So you mentioned that one of your goals is to speak more. And can you tell us the title of your of your signature talk? What is the presentation that you want to bring forth?
The power of the habit.
The power of a habit. Okay. And who is that? Who is a great audience to hear that presentation?
Oh my goodness, anyone, because it goes. I know.
Wait. Okay, let's back up a minute.
What we do normally,
okay.
Yes.
Get really focused for the purpose of the group. Take us into at least one. Give us one direction.
I would say 40-year-olds or above women.
Okay, women who are 40 years and above that are struggling with some health, vitality, and maybe some weight issues.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So for those of you inside of the Women Leaders Who Rock group, for those of you who are watching this outside of the group, I invite you to, if you know women over 40, like maybe women that are leading groups of women who are over 40 and they're struggling a little bit with their weight issues, let's connect Karen up and see if we can help her open up some doors. We can open up some doors for her to get in and help her reach her growth goals, because loves, what goes around comes around. If you end up working with me and you end up being one of my next success stories, then we're going to do the same thing for you. So Karen, thank you so much for your time being here today. Thank you for sharing some insights. For everybody that's been online, thank you for supporting us and being here. Again, if you are ready to be my next success story, you're ready to level up and fast track like Karen has been doing, drop me a me below. I will follow up with you. Let's talk. And remember this, you were given your vision. You were given your gifts for a reason. Who you are matters. What you do matters. I see you. I hear you. I stand for you. This is your time to rise up, shine. It simply starts by you saying yes to you, and then being willing to be able to take the action and do the rest to allow yourself to be the person you've always known that you should be. So with that, everybody, thank you so much. Love you. Go on, rock your day. Bye.
Thank you.